Hello, Chris here. At RealLM140 on Twitter. You can probably find me on Facebook and Google Plus if you're that way inclined as well. But right now, I'm just here. I'm on your YouTube channel. So please feel free to have a look at some of the other videos I've done. And if you like them, all the better. Okay, so another beer. Today is a beer from America. It's Flying Doggie style. Doggie with a IE. I don't know if that's significant. It's a classic pale ale. Comes with a dog with some kind of flying contraption on it. On the basis that dogs don't fly. I don't know if that's why they've picked that up. So this is brewed in the Flying Dog Brewery, which is in Maryland in the USA, and it's imported by Beer & Co., which is based in Amsterdam, and I got it from the Real Ale store, so you can find it there, and it's part of their pale ale selection. Nice fancy bottle cap there. Nothing particularly on the bottle. I mean, it comes in at 5.5. It's you would have noticed, either I've got enormous hands, which is not the case, or this is a small bottle. So it's a 355 bottle, which is, for the American market, that's 12 fluid ounces. Something that is relatively unusual that you won't see often in the UK is that you get this figure here, which is the IBU, and that's something that rates the bitterness, the bitterness units, and there's this whole range of that. That's quite low on the IBU scale as far as I know. I mean, I've had a 6-point beer that was way up there, and yeah, I enjoyed that. But yeah, courses and everything. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to crack this open. Little bit of spillage there. Precious spillage when you've only got a 350 bottle. I'll lick that up later, it's fine. Let's get this in a glass. So Innocent Gun glass here. They do theirs in funny small bottles as well. This is interesting. This looks quite dark for a pale ale, I'd suggest. Whoa! I won't comment on the taste. That was an emergency suckle on the beer to prevent spillage. Right. So you can see the colour there. For me, that's not so much a pale ale as an amber. Not quite a red, you know. There's lots and lots of movement, lots of small bubbles shifting quite quickly. Got a decent head in there as well. One finger, unless you're a fat-handed twat. Sorry, Big Train reference there. Do watch Big Train on YouTube. Look out for the fat-handed twat sketch. Try not to be offended if you are one. Okay, so that fits nicely in that bottle anyway, in that glass. What's the dog doing? The dog's not doing anything particular there. My dog has stopped now, licking and chewing and drinking. Hopefully he's not going to let rip again in the middle of this. This one's... There's not an awful lot really on the bottle to tell us anything. It gives you ingredients which you'd expect: water, barley, hops, and a due by date which is July 2012, so still a couple of months left to go on this one. Standard warnings about recycling, which you should do. Drinking while pregnant, which you shouldn't do so much. And a funny symbol which says Pant A. I don't know what that means. If anybody could enlighten me, I'd be happy to know about it. So, classic pale ale. Not very pale. Pale enough, I suppose. Let's have a sniff. From that aside from having a bit of froth in my nose and looking quite comedy for a second, I'm getting some of that, what I refer to as pininess that you get from some American beers in the Pale Ale end. I'm thinking of the Sierra Nevada Torpedo, stuff like that. The 6 Point. What was the 6 Point beer I had?
Which one?
The one, the orangey.
Righteous Ale.
No. There was a 6 Point beer I had.
The Tiger one.
Yes, some kind of big cat related reference. So this isn't a big cat, it's a flying dog. Whether there's some kind of relationship there, I don't know. Anyone from across the pond can tell me. I'd be glad to hear about it. Okay. So, piney pong off the nose. Let's try some in the mouth and see what that feels like. This retains that fizz in your mouth. I'll give it a quick, swell, just to try and pick up some as much as I could from that taste. But that really kind of whizzed in. It's left my teeth slightly on edge. Okay. So at the front, got a nice soft mouthfeel. This head, you can see there, it goes into your mouth like that. That's left at the front of your mouth at the beginning, and the rest of it goes in. Wow. For a beer that only has 35 IBUs, this is actually really quite bitter, I would suggest. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, it's not a bitterness that is huge. It's like a zap of bitterness, but it's not the thing that you're left with at the end. And with some really high IBUs, that's your abiding memory of it after the mouthful has gone in and back down your gullet. Your abiding thing is that the back of your tongue is on going, and you're kind of thinking, wow, I need another hit of that big hoppiness. This is just quite a strong hoppiness, but not killing you with the bitters. It does have that pininess in the taste again, and I'm guessing that's because they can have access to a similar set of hops, and I'm not sure what's in this, but I can check it out after. It's got that quality of hoppiness that is refreshing in the immediate sense, but if you were to carry on drinking it and if you were to allow that to get warm, I'm not sure it would stay refreshing. So this is one that's to be enjoyed cold as far as I can tell. It doesn't suggest that on the bottle. That's my own judgment. I think this benefits from being relatively cool. I mean, it's come out of my beer cupboard, which is the ideal temperature for beer to be stored at. Well, it is at the moment at this time of year anyway. I think I've had a fridge it for 15-20 minutes beforehand. It might have just been that little bit sharper, and a little bit easier on the taste buds, whereas that pininess very quickly leads to something getting on for ever such a slight treacliness. I can feel the back of my throat gumming up slightly. Saying that, no, I'm going to drink some more. Yeah. I understand that beer culture in the States is a bit different to that over here. You might only go out for one or two, and that's kind of your lot. If you were just going to have a beer in a bar, this would be high on the list of ones to get into, I think. If you are an American, then, and you consider, and you're in a bar and you've got a choice of, and I've been to an American bar many moons ago. Ignore the Budweiser, ignore the Miller Lite and the Miller Lite Gold and the Miller Lite Gold Extra and the Miller Lite this, that, and the other, and anything by Molson Coors, anything like that. Try this. This is different. It's going to give you something that's tasty. It's going to give you a bit of a different experience, and it might be something that is going to give you it will be the difference between staying in a Holiday Inn and having that would be your Budweiser or your Miller, or staying in a nice little kind of boutique hotel and taking a risk, and finding out that the people that run it is a family-run place, and they're all great to you, and they recommend places to you, and they're knowledgeable, and they're keen to see you back, and they give you good service. Whereas the Holiday Inn, or the globalized kind of superpower, the McDonald's, if you will just give you the same experience time and time and time again. This will not blow your mind. It will leave you with the strength to go on for another. I can recommend it. I'm going to give it a rating. And with my ratings, I always try and think about where I want this. I think I've already touched on it. If I was kind of stuck for time, maybe I was about to catch a train somewhere hot, or if it was a blazing hot day and I had 15 minutes to kill before the train came in, and I just wanted to have a lovely refreshing beer, a Flying Doggie style in this little 12-ounce bottle would be where it would be at. For that reason and in that scenario, I'm going to go with an 8. I like this. Okay, well that's enough talking. Time for more drinking. I'm going to go and do that. Cheers, take care.